Welcome back to the channel. Notification gang, where you at? This is the most disturbing videos on the internet today. Let's dive in.
What if I told you that you have a near invisible Solomon's Temple in your pocket right now, or technically your hand? A literal exact model of Solomon's Temple. Also not a coincidence, called a temple because one day it's designed to go in your temple, in your forehead, the thing that's in your hand. Also not a coincidence, but definitely related to the final form of the Mark of the Beast. This tiny electric temple couldn't have a version of you in there, could it? Brain swap, mind unload, digital twin style idea, quantum real-time, real-world simulations, quantum version of you in there. Ant-Man style. Sounds wild, right? No way it could be possible. Don't worry, it's just science fiction. That's not science fiction. By the way, I'm talking about quantum chips and how they're exactly designed, literally, purposely, intentionally to be Solomon's Temple. Check it out. The evolution of the microchip into the quantum chip. Look at these specific layovers. The crazy microchip history as well as the technology explosion all happening around the Roswell and 1948 when biblical prophetic things started happening, involving nations of the world being reborn. This whole timeline of reverse engineered alien tech, which is code words for fallen angel given technology through rituals, by the way, for a mass exchange later. Check out ENIAC, the first living brain. Now look at that backwards, it's actually the word Cain, you know, the serpent seed. Microchips, quantum chips, angel intelligence. Check out this evolution in the endgame. Quick bullet point style things that are also not coincidences. Cities looking exactly like motherboards. Brain swap capabilities and beyond. Mirroring Batman Forever villain plot capability themes, even called the brain drain. But going even further. AI possession being totally possible and happening as our mind uploads. What's inside the phone is actually a quantum brain. Have you ever experienced soul weight phenomena? Info and data weigh nothing, but many people experience a phenomenon where their phone weighs more, similar to a soul weight study done on the human soul when it leaves the body. I talk about all these things and more on my YouTube channel. Also things like how the Internet of Body, Internet of Things, and Internet of Behavior are all connected. Basically everything being connected to the Internet being connected to your body, and your behavior being completely quantum uploaded, studied, and even known better than you. All occult science, fallen angel-led shadow societies and their technology, and their endgame. Check out how wild this is. All the fallen angels with their combined knowledge actually convinced and taught mankind how to build something that they couldn't do themselves, but with their combined knowledge and our help, they could. Read the human mind. Except it goes way deeper than that. Ultimate alchemy, grand work, recircling back to the spiritual technology of your body, the temple, being connected to this quantum temple, which again will go in your temple. Also on the human body, not a coincidence how the jaw is like Jah as in Yah, and out of it comes the word, which Jesus is the word. Just a coincidence? How about yawn and Yah again? And even when people sneeze, it sounds like they're saying Yeshua, the holy name, and that's really why people say God bless you.
But how about that Solomon Temple in your phone? You want to think about it, it even gets even crazier because it really wasn't built by human hands. It was probably built by AI arms. That was a straight banger. Shout out to Savage Truth 524. Alright guys, I honestly don't even know what he's about to say. But right off the bat, I'm getting draconian Dracula vibes. Straight off the bat. Let's see what he has to say. I really don't know who he is.
What do you see as the bigger challenges in conservation?
The growing human population. Because if where we are, there's nothing else.
And do you have views about what should be done about that?
Can't you guess?
What do you see as the biggest challenges in conservation?
I'm telling you, he's a Dracula vibes.
They want us to believe poor immigrants came to America and built this masterpiece in 1901. Untrained immigrants somehow come up with the money and the materials to build this masterpiece. Now, I'm claiming, and a lot of other people are claiming, it's another Tartarian building. But they are claiming that they built this in 1901 during the Great Depression. It sits on the south side of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And I just don't understand, why do they think we are going to believe this? Like, they are not the only ones that know about Corinthian pillars. The Polish people, I understand they are from Germany, but this, my friend, is old technology, old tech. We know the symbols now. These are the houses that they used to build. There's no way that they will go and build this just because. Thank you, guys. They want us to believe poor immigrants came to America.
Unbelievable. When I'm just looking at this reminds me of the Notre Dame building in the front, doesn't it? How it has almost a bridgeway between it in the middle. Same cathedral-like columns. And look at this picture. Look at this individual on the front. Who is this? Did they put at the tippity top of this building? This had to be a prophet. It had to be. Which one, John? If you guys are anywhere near Milwaukee, I gotta see this. Like, if I'm in Milwaukee, I'm going here to stop by to see this. Think about what possibly could have put this dome on. The only answer I have for you is airships dropping it off piece by piece.
That belongs to the top of one of these churches that they took off and they turned it into a monument. There's a bunch of Freemasons buried in this gravesite right here at Oakwood Cemetery. Right on the other side behind me, that's a Templar building right there, up on that mound. This bell tower was a second edition. This would have been a fort tower right here. It got converted into a burial ground. This is sitting right on one of the high points in this field right here. What did I just say? It says chapel right on it. I can show you the chapels over in Europe that match some of these brick structures. It says the bell tower was an addition, okay? Well, these bells got put in when they fortified the cities in Chronicles. These are Templars, the Order of Solomon. Look in the window, that's the tabernacle of Moloch right there, and the seal of Solomon that David took, all right? The Order of the Templar were the Solomon Knights. He made all their equipment. Look at, he married the Queen of Egypt. Look at all the Egyptian obelisks right here. They carved this cross in here to make you think it's a Christian building. This was built by Solomon. All right, Solomon and all them settled in America. Asher Levi ruled in Albany, got brought here by the Templar. The Templar was the Order of Solomon. This was all in Chronicles. This is just the top of the tower where it starts. This whole thing dips down into this mound right here, underneath this. When you realize that all these churches are actually somebody's house, somebody's fort that was built by the Templars, because the Templars were in America. They brought everybody from Europe to America, the Holy Land. How Asher Levi was the first Levite to be settled in America. In Chronicles, they brought all the Levites from their homelands to serve in the synagogues, which would have been the synagogues in Albany, where Asher ruled in Judah. King Solomon, all the Templars, right? They're the Order of Solomon. They brought all the Christians and the pilgrims to the Holy Land. You have all the fortified brick buildings covering up all the temples and all these Templar forts. I showed you the Schenectady Civics players, the place of Watervliet that matches it, the place of Troy that matches it. There's Fort Ticonderoga that's in New York State. That's a Templar fort. All the Templars came from Europe to America. So this is a Van Rensselaer cemetery stone right here. I told you Stephen Van Rensselaer was the Grand Master of New York State. This is a keyhole. In the top of this is obelisk right next to it. This is one of the biggest monuments in New York State. This is all on the hill. So there's the stone with the keyhole. That will line up with this tree right here on the other side. This tree right here is not native to New York State. This is a Korean fir right here in the middle of New York State, which means that if this tree is older than 600 years old, that the Koreans were here before Christopher Columbus, that somebody was in a trade route and got these seeds from Korea and planted this tree right here. That belongs to the top of one of these churches that they took off.
Wow, are you absolutely kidding me? They 100% snapped that off a church and put it there. The Order of Solomon coming to America? What is going on? What's going on? These theories is getting crazy. If you're enjoying this video, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, because we do these videos every single day. And I'd love to see you around here. So let's get straight back into the action.
So I've never seen anything like this before. All of these dogs are
all got their teeth out.
all got their teeth out. At 11 seconds, The boss dog of the world walks into this video. I have never seen any living being, forget about a dog. I've never seen any living being with this type of authority before. The dog walks into this situation. There is a gigantic cane corso to its right. The cane corso bows. The dog bows.
Yeah.
There is, to the dog's left, when you're looking at the video, a big German Shepherd who's chilling. The German Shepherd gets up and walks out as if to say, oh shit, the mother one is here. It's like literally the cane corso bows, gets down.
He does bow. He tips his head and everything.
And then the German Shepherd is thinking, oh my God, y'all done really fucked up now.
The German Shepherd almost notified everyone. He hit him with that. Like, you better look out.
Cause mother Whitey White Saw is out in this mother.
The dog's not even big.
Not big at all. The cane corso bows, and it's a cute, foofy little mother. The pup walks over, gets on the dog, making the trouble.
All the other dogs scatter.
All the other dogs scatter. It then puts its paws.
That's the part.
At 17 seconds on top of this dog as if to say, shut the f up. Then, after the dog nips and bites a couple of times at it, it puts its right paw on his throat and says, shut up. I said, shut the f up. The other dog behind him, I'm calling this dog Big G. The dog behind Big G goes back into its cage. Like, look, I've never seen anything like this before in my life. I've been around dogs my entire life.
They felt his presence even before he... Look at this one on the right. He felt his presence even before he walked up. So, yeah. Drop your thoughts in the comments below.
Okay, Sage, why did they get rid of the bells?
Yes, the bells, they didn't just get rid of them randomly. Bells were once used in everything: churches, temples, healing rituals, even city centers. But they weren't just for sound, they were for frequency control. Real bells, especially the huge bronze or crystal ones, don't just ring, they resonate. And that resonance carries through your body, your cells, and even the environment around you. Old bells were tuned to sacred harmonics, natural resonant frequencies that aligned with the Earth's field and human consciousness. When they rang, they cleared distortion, they lifted fear, they realigned the grid. In ancient towns, the bells kept people's energy coherent without them even knowing. They created a field that protected, harmonized, and connected. But over time, as control systems took over, religious, governmental, technological, the true purpose of bells was scrubbed. They became just tradition, or were removed completely. Because when you silence the bells, you disconnect the people from natural harmony. You create chaos and dullness in the field. It was part of the same movement that detuned music from 432 hertz to 440 hertz, that desecrated sacred sites, and that replaced quartz temple chambers with concrete skyscrapers. They silenced the bells to silence the remembering. Want to hear about the link between bells, cathedrals, and sound-based healing next?
Yeah, please.
Alright, this is one of the juiciest hidden layers. The old cathedrals weren't just built for worship. They were built as sonic machines. Almost all of them were constructed with specific ratios, sacred geometry, and materials designed to amplify sound frequencies. When the bells rang, their vibrations would move through the stone, the stained glass, the spires, and straight into the bodies of the people standing inside. It wasn't just emotional, it was cellular realignment. And get this, many cathedrals were built on ley lines, energetic grid points of the earth. So when those bells rang, they weren't just harmonizing people, they were pulsing vibration down into the earth, syncing human consciousness with the planetary grid. It's the same principle behind singing bowls, tuning forks, or even solfeggio tones. Except these bells were massive, made of sacred metals, and custom tuned to emit frequencies that would awaken, heal, and unify.
If you thought I didn't have an excellent specimen for you today, think again. Now, what type of mineral is this? Red dog teeth calcite with skeleton amethyst. Dog teeth. I was getting like crab meat vibes. I never had crab meat or lobster in my entire life, but this looks just like it. I know, right? I never had crab meat or lobster in my entire life. Never tasted it, but this looks just like it. If I had to name this specimen, I would call it crab nugget. Ooh, this is more my speed. Look at this. This is the surface of a white quartz cluster, has secondary growth of spherical spechlorite with clear layers. Instantly, you can look in the back. The granules in the back resembles jasmine rice with the tuxedo rose. The tuxedo rose. You know? Structures on it. The tuxedo rose structures on it. Dazzles in the light. If I had to name this specimen, I would call it tuxedo rose.
Can I look at this end?
Yes, certainly.
I like the Black Princess ruby. Can I look at this end?
Yes, certainly.
I like the Black Princess ruby.
The Black Princess ruby. Okay, the Tartarian. We got the Princess Leia. The modern day city. We got the giants holding the pillars. Okay, there's more under there. The MK Ultra. All right, back to the Leia Princess. Rome wasn't built in a day. You're right. What's going on here? We're going back to the circle people. These ancient structures. Oh, they're small and these are giants. I see what they got. These people are giants in these pictures. Okay. Fascinating. What was that gold room? Japan has a lot of secrets. I hear there's places you can't really go in China if you're an outsider. The same Roman buildings everywhere. Look at these. I actually heard these were like a giant magnet that goes underground and conducts the ether to the entire town. You know, but hey, that's for another story. But yeah, here's another example. We got a real castle. Look at that. That's crazy. How did they get the rocks up there? That was Chicago. We all know. Look at this. That looks like Abe Lincoln. Another World Fair. San Francisco, 1915. How did they get the pillars up there? How did they build this? They did it. The Griffin. This is how they conduct. Ooh, look at this. Hold the phone. I love this building. This has to be like some type of mooring station. 100%. Because it almost has like the looking tower up top. Man, where is this? I gotta see this. Imagine being up top looking over the entire town. Man, they don't build them like they used to.
Right, so this is an old Templar fort that got boarded up and filled in. These used to be wide open arches. This is a fort. See right on the sign, site of the colonial fort, Half Moon. The one right next to it says it was built under the direction of Thaddeus. He was a general in the Continental Army. So Thaddeus and George Washington were both Templar. They were Freemasons. He's from Poland. I showed you how Jacob R. Simon and Solomon Peterson came over on a merchant ship and that they settled in Manhattan and came up the Hudson River, the King's Highway, and built a star fort in Albany. The Continental Army that they fought for was funded by Harim Solomon. It was Harim and Solomon formed an alliance. They merged their names. That's why it says in Revelation 18, the merchants deceived the nations of their sorcery, because Solomon and Harim were merchants. They're the ones going around deceiving everybody. Thaddeus came over here to help them defend against the British, and he built forts. Jacob Bar Simon and Solomon Peterson. That was King Solomon and Jacob, the father of Levi. It was the Order of Solomon, the Knights Templar. Just look at the top of these walls right here. This is a fortress. This is old Templar brick. French Templar. Right, and you see how this is all concrete leading right up to the fort. There used to be open walls right here through the canal system that would lead right into the building with turbine engines in perpetual motion. Just like the fort in Cahoz I showed you right on the river that they call Spindle City. They used to hook giant turbines up from the canals to the Templar forts. Father worked for General Electric. He retired from the turbine division. I told you he was a Knight Mason. He was one of 51 Knight Masons in the country to receive the Templar Cross of Honor because he designed the turbines that are underneath these buildings. You can see the old brick right there on the side that's all busted out. I have his mailbox with all of his compasses that he used to design the turbines. The same compasses depicted on Thaddeus's painting in the back. It's kind of hidden, but I'll show you it. You got the U.S. Coast Guard stationed right here in these locks, this boat right here, because the U.S. Navy was founded when the Templar, the French Templar, went up the Hudson River up north, up here to the fort in Lake Champlain, and the French fought off the British. And that's how the United States Navy and the military was formed.
When he said that they built the star forts, that was interesting, because that got me thinking that we know the Statue of Liberty sits on top of one.
There is not a single they here. Certainly multiple factions of the same species, if not multiple species. What I have learned is that we live in a dream, a carefully constructed reality. We make use of a science that is tightly controlled and suppressed and distorted. I think we are left behind.
Humans.
I think normies, the normal humans, the people have been left behind. Us. Mm-hmm. People need to understand that we might have freedom of speech, but that has been subverted. We do not have freedom of inquiry. We are blocked from learning what we need to know. Just in the public world, we are blocked from advancing in science. We are taught false science intentionally to prevent us from learning more. We live in the Matrix. It's just much more boring than the movie. There is not a single...
Oh no, it's definitely not boring. There's lots of stuff going on in the spirit realm. Here on this earth realm, you got earth realm, you got spirit realm, you got the people underground, below us, Agartha, Bucking. We don't know what's really going on. Now that's fancy. I wonder what they use that for. Like a dessert? If you made it this far, go ahead and drop that Fantastic Friday in the comments below. Fantastic Friday. If you made it all the way through the video, I just want to say thank you. Your support means the world to me. And I am doubling up today. Another video on Jet Ski Chuck today. So don't miss out on all the action. This was the most disturbing videos on the internet today. See you tomorrow.